have Board Member Schmerelson here with us alongside his colleague. And I just want to note that we did help get a traffic hump implemented on Riverside Drive near Doris Place Elementary here in the core area of our club last September. Scott, do you have any?
Yeah, Tracy, I just want to say, please involve your school board member, who is Kelly Gomez. She is Board District 6, and she has to be involved in this to make it happen, just so you know, okay?
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
As I say, speed humps for every elementary school in my district, and we hope that we're going to be able to get funding in the budget so that that will be true citywide as well.
Right.
Thank you all. Thank you, Paul. We look forward to having you back.
It's a great pleasure to be with you. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you for your activism. Thank you for your continuing to press all of our elected officials, myself included, to ensure that we're accountable to the public. I appreciate your activism and your leadership. And again, good luck to all of my all of the candidates in the 6th district, one of whom will be my future colleague, and best wishes to all of you.
With that, we do turn to Council District 6 and the candidates there. We will be giving a special welcome to our new acting chair of the Transit Committee, Severin Martinez, as a little intermission amongst the candidates. We'll try to give the candidates at least 3 minutes of consideration here tonight. And we're going to start off on behalf of candidate Antoinette Scully, one of the 5 Democrats on the ballot for the April 4th special election in CD6, as was referenced, necessitated by the resignation in disgrace and opprobrium of former council president Mary Martinez. This vacancy filled by the voters in the special election with the primary April 4th. If anyone gets 50%, not expected, they would win outright. If not, a runoff to follow in 2 months' time. With that, on Antoinette's behalf, is Jolly here ready to speak on Antoinette's behalf?
Hi there, my name is Jolly. I use pronouns like they and them. I am speaking on Antoinette's behalf tonight. I am the other co-founder of the Valley Justice Coalition. I believe Antoinette is the correct candidate for CD6. About, 7 years ago, perhaps? 2015, 2016, she began her work in racial justice and equity when she, in the wake of Michael Brown and before Philando Castile's passing, she created blackandbookish.com, which was at first just a blog to uplift the work of Black authors who didn't really get their due, and morphed into an entrepreneurial experience where she became a sensitivity reader, where she worked with people who wanted to improve the characters and really flesh out characters of color in their works so that they wouldn't be cliche or stereotypical. And so she has a long history of this kind of being able to speak to people in an easy way and to have hard conversations with them. At the start of the pandemic in 2020, she really kicked into action when she saw that everyone else was forced inside. But as young, able-bodied people, she went out into the world, specifically working with homelessness. And she worked directly for the unhoused people in the Valley right here in CD6.
Welcome, I think, for the first time to EAPD tonight. Candidate for CD6, Isaac Kim. I know Isaac has stepped forward amongst the 7 candidates on the ballot. We have 5 Democrats, and I think we have 4 of those 5 Democrats with us here tonight. Isaac, the floor is yours for introducing yourself to EAPD members in preparation for our endorsement vote by mail coming up starting tomorrow.
Yes, no, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much, and thank you for the invite. I'm Isaac Kim, and I'm running for LA City Council District 6. Some of you might know, or this is my first time running for public office of any sort. So why am I running? I'm running because my wife and I love our neighbors. We love living in CD6. However, when talking to our neighbors and people in our district, there's one thing very much in common. They think that our district can and should be doing better. I'm running because the time for change and to act is now. I want our community to trust that local government has their backs. Let's regain the trust, not only with transparency, but also by executing and getting the small things right. I'm running because we need more people like me, residents, business owners, people who aren't in the political world, to really step up, do something that takes some courage and strengthen our democracy. Not only strengthening our democracy, but bring a different perspective, a different attitude to get things done for all people in our district, especially right now. I want to improve the quality of life for all people in our district and city. That's why I'm running. I'm so proud to say that we have a totally grassroots clean money campaign with an awesome growing number of the best volunteers.
Yes, and unfortunately, Lorraine Lundquist is not our council member from that district, a member of our club and supported by many of us here. Very diplomatic in your reference, and thank you. Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you so much.
With that, I want to make another welcome for the first time to EAPD, someone known to those of us who've worked on housing and who is a leader in nonprofit housing here from the Valley communities, and making his first visit to our club. Someone who running for this seat and who got out early and got some earned media about his efforts to fill this seat back in December. Marco Santana, welcome to EAPD. The floor is yours to introduce yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Hans. Yes, I know. I appreciate that. I was shocked when I announced and I had media coverage reach out. It was very interesting. And it's been nice. But yes, I just want to take the time to say thank you for allowing this space for us. One of the things that I want to highlight is the fact, and I will get into my stump about who I am and why I'm running. But one of the things I want to highlight is the fact that you all talked about just the disenfranchisement within different communities. Having gone to Cal State Northridge, having been a student of EOP, Educational Opportunity Program, there was a cutout for that for foster youth. And so I was not only a product of EOP, but I was also a student advisor that helped the foster youth there. And throughout my time, ever since graduated from Cal State Northridge, uplifting disenfranchised voices is something that I've dedicated my life to. And so just a little bit about myself. After graduating from CSUN, I went on to work in local government, worked for a member of Congress, a state senator. And as Hans just mentioned, for the last 5+ years, I've served as a director at LA Family Housing, where I lead a department that provides shelter options to families and adults experiencing homelessness. In addition to that, my commitment to my community hasn't stopped. I went on to join the board of the local YMCA, the Mid-Valley YMCA. I also went on and joined the board of somewhat of a small business advocacy organization that focuses on enfranchising our street vendors. And so we have this program where we allow them to not just navigate public health bureaucracy, but we provide them with a grant so that they can have their own street vending cart. In addition to that, I just want to highlight the fact that, as Isaac mentioned, there's a lot of folks who are running people-powered campaigns, and with over 500 individual donations to my campaign, all small dollar, my average donation is about $99 or so. This is very much a grassroots campaign, and it's reflected by the amount of endorsements that we've received, stemming from the Democratic Party of the San Fernando Valley, Stonewall Democrats, LA Forward Action, and a lot of really other good organizations like the Los Angeles League of Conservation Voters as well have looked at my candidacy and my vision for this district and said, hey, this child of the district is the person that we think is best suited to represent it. So I'm super excited to be here. That's a little bit about myself. I'm happy to be here, and I wish I would have joined a few more of the meetings just so I could get to know. I know some of you, but that way I could get to know more of you. But I'm happy to join just in general in future meetings as well. And thank you for allowing the space for me, Hans. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Welcome, Marco. I think we may have a few questions after the last competitor finishes here. And that last competitor is Imelda Padilla. Someone known to club members from her prior candidacy for school board in 2017, nearly defeating now board member Kelly Gonez. and for her presence, I think, at a few of our prior events, including an event that many were at here for Dr. Rocio Rivas, the debt retirement event back in January. It was great to have Imelda at that. Welcome, Imelda Padilla. Welcome back to EAPD.
Thank you so much for having me, Hans. I'm very excited to be here. I've mentioned it before. This is one of the clubs that I respect very much, just because of how well versed everybody is in this group, and just for how welcoming you all are, and for your activism throughout anything that is related to elevating Democrats in Los Angeles and LA County. So thank you again for having me. For those of you who don't know me, I am the child of immigrant parents. I am the fourth child out of their 5 children, and I am the one that was born with a special need by the known as rickets. So I am actually an alumnus of Shriners Hospital. And I bring that up because it kind of dictated the trajectory of my life as being a fighter for justice. Because I happened to be picked on a lot as a kid. I graduated from all of my local schools, Roscoe, Byrd, and Polytechnic High School. And I'm very proud of my time in the public school system, because I definitely think that it was my teachers and the friends that I made in the public education system that helped me propelled me to be the strong person that I am today. And I'm very proud of graduating from Poly, that then got me into the #1 public university of UC Berkeley, where I got a bachelor's in political science. I also now have a master's in public administration from Cal State Northridge. And my entire career has been specifically dedicated to connecting people into the halls of power, whether that was at my time at the city as a field deputy, case managing and hosting events to clean up our community, whether it was at the County of Los Angeles and I was a consultant to improve, to talk about how we can improve the economic and health outcomes for women. And also, I worked on 2 very well-respected nonprofits known as LANE, when I was the key organizer building up Valley-based support for the Raise the Wage campaign. And I was also a community organizer for Pacoima Beautiful, where I did a lot of work to get people to support the Clean Up Green Up campaign with designated Pacoima, Sun Valley, Boyle Heights, and Wilmington as green zones because of the cumulative impacts of pollution that the communities were facing. And then in my own time, I've created a leadership conference for boys and men of color by the name of Adelante Hombre Latino Youth Summit. And I created that as my own response to making sure that no family ever had to deal with what me and my family had to go through with having a brother that was entrapped by the criminal justice system, because, we had parents that worked all day. My father worked from 5 to 5, my mother worked from 3 to midnight, and those 2 hours from 3 to 5, me and my siblings were basically raising ourselves. And let's just say that my older brother didn't have the best options. So to me, hosting events like Adelante Hombre was almost self-healing and a way to give back to the community. Out of a classroom at LA Valley College, because I am the board president, where I have been raising money to help students, with scholarships. And I'm proud to say that I am endorsed by Scott Schmerlson, Rocio Rivas, George McKenna. Please check out my website for my platform of 7 issues and the pledge that I wrote to begin the healing process of this atrocity that started this campaign. And I'm very excited to mention that during the LACDP meeting, while nobody hit the 60% threshold, I did get the most amount of votes. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you so much.
A lot of information.